Got all the proper screw hole positions. What we have here is 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 standoffs or mounts in the case that match the 9 holes on the motherboard. Now in some cases you'll find motherboards that require screws in different positions. You'll notice some extra drilled holes here, and usually the little bag of screws that come with the motherboard will provide extra standoffs like this one that you can screw in, you know, if you need the support in those areas. Now make sure that they match the holes in the motherboard. So in this case, the existing 9 holes are exactly what's correct for this board. So with that taken care of, the other thing I need to attend to is the I/O plate that's mounted on the back here. This is the I/O shield, they call it. Now the case comes with one here, but this one doesn't fit your motherboard, so you're going to basically have to break this out. And it's usually just, there we go, piece of, you know, thin metal. Take that out, and then you need the one that comes with your motherboard. And what you're going to need to do is to press that into place inside the case. So secure it in the proper position, and up. Okay, I've got a little bit of a problem here. This fan bracket is actually in my way. I'm going to have to take it out. Okay, with the fan bracket out of the way, I can now successfully mount the I/O shield. It basically just sets in the opening here, then you kind of push it into place until it kind of clicks in. So it should kind of snap into place. Sometimes it can be a little tricky, but see if we can't get this one in here. Okay, now I've got the I/O shield successfully mounted in the case, and I'm ready to actually install the motherboard. So to do this best, it's easiest if you lay the case down and basically kind of load the motherboard in from the front to the back. So I'm going to turn it around so that as I slide it in, it presses up against the I/O shield and all the ports become available. Now, one thing you have to be careful with, there's some little grounding tabs that kind of stick out on these I/O shields, and they can get bent up, and I've seen them actually get like stuck in or inserted into some of the ports here. So you want to make sure that doesn't happen as this presses up here. So I'm going to set this down, kind of push it back, make sure all these connectors are lining up. Oh, I've got a little bit of a problem right there. Okay, this particular I/O shield has holes for 2 different network cards. I need to bend this one up so that the network card port on this particular board is visible. Okay, now we can try that again. This is lining up. Okay, all the ports seem to be lining up. What I can do now is start putting the first of the screws in. Now I assembled 9 screws from the little hardware bag that came with the case. And one thing I wanted to point out here, notice I'm using a magnetized screwdriver. I think it's a requirement when working on PCs. In fact, Intel recommends it as a way to prevent damage to motherboards, because what will happen is it keeps the screw in the tip of the driver and prevents it from walking out. So a lot of people say you shouldn't use magnetic tools around a computer.